And we're back. Welcome. We have with us right now, for the remainder of the podcast, the bad boy, Steve Landis. What's up, dude?
Steve, you missed his freaking intro, bro.
Oh, yeah. Rocco will have to tell you about it.
He's the best.
So we're going to go on our second topic. And I think, Rocco, did you want to...
I can do this one.
Okay. We'll go that way.
All right, so my topic is, what traits do you see in your father that you want to emulate in yourself?
Yep.
So what did you see in your father when you were growing up that you, is either being a father or even just being an adult man, would like to what traits would you like to emulate? Would you maybe even grow and expand upon?
So, yeah. There's a couple, if I can. I don't mind starting.
Yeah.
So the biggest one that comes to mind is my dad's ability to not take shit from anyone to the point of like always getting what he wants. Like,
yeah,
it's like he just like he does not, he takes everything like when it's business wise, that is business. Like I'm really nice. And there's a cap to this because I don't want to be complete, because there's a point where he treats McDonald's employees like they're trash, and like like I remember when as a kid trying to get fitted for like a shoe, and I was like kind of wishy-washy, and my dad's like, no, he doesn't like to get the next one. I'm like, dude, this guy's a person too. But like so there's a balance to that, because I think I tend to go too nice, where it like if I get some food and it's not what I ordered, I'll be like, whatever, I'll just eat it. But my dad's like, no, I said medium well, and if it doesn't come back, blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, geez, calm down, man.
Yeah, so, but I wouldn't do that.
I said a trait you want to have, Clay.
No, and I do want to have that, because I don't believe that I'm close to the point where but I don't want to be so
yeah,
you know what I mean? So I don't know what you call it, but self-entitled.
Because I bet your dad gets what he wants, and he's probably pretty pleased when it gets what you want.
But
you know?
I don't want to. Okay. I don't want to treat.
Okay.
I don't want to treat people like they're not human. I think
Yeah.
the trait that I'm looking for is to unapologetically call out a mistake that was made without having emotion tied to it, which I think he does very well. He's like, no, this is not what I ordered. This was wrong. But I don't want to make them feel completely like shit in the process.
Right, I gotcha.
And I
like
think
not belittle the
that is a very difficult thing to balance.
Exactly. But
difficult.
I am on one spectrum, he's on the other, and I want to start taking some of that.
Bridging the gap a bit, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
That's a
good
good
at
one.
that.
Pretty good at that.
You
Pretty
are?
good at that. I'm pretty good at like sarcasm, like making somebody feel like an idiot.
Well, we don't want to.
That's not what I want. That's not what I want, Steve.
No. I meant customers like at my work or something like that. No, like I'd never mess with anybody that has my food. Are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? I'd never do that.
But like anything, it doesn't have to be food. I use food as an example, but it could be like a shoe or whatever. Like, come
A
here.
shoe.
I'm pretty. I'm pretty
Yeah, it's not my size.
I would say that
of course I'm gonna send it back. You know.
I think I'm pretty good with that. I think I have a pretty good balance, to be honest.
Take
Clay.
his shoes. Sorry, Roger. You're really good at bouncing.
I was saying, no, I think I'm pretty good at balancing that one out, because like I've watched my mom do the same thing. She didn't like so much belittle people, but she always got her way. Like was like, nope, if you can't do it for me, then I need to get the manager. You know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
sometimes you get a little bit rowdy about it, but really not too much. And she didn't belittle the individual, but she got her way with it. And I didn't, even that was a little bit too extreme for me. So I always felt like, guys, like always something, always. There's things. There's a time to pick your battle. You know what I mean? The battle shouldn't be every day. So for me though, I feel like though, whenever like say there's food wrong or something like that I address the situation that, like, hey, this isn't what I had ordered. I want this other thing, but I don't, like you said, belittle them in any way, but I just make myself like clear. This wasn't what I wanted. Can you get me what I want? And that's it really. But not be like, you are a piece of shit. You forgot. What are you stupid? Like, like
How hard is your job?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you can't remember. I did not want the ketchup. I said I don't want the ketchup 3 times.
He doesn't belittle
not that guy.
people.
Not 1, but 2, 3 times.
I just think
Strike out.
it's the way it's presented. Just like like just really angry and annoyed.
Yeah,
is how it's presented. Not necessarily like you dumb expletive.
Yeah.
Don't you think that sometimes when you try to like, when you're not a little abrasive though, if you're like, oh, I'm so sorry, but I really wanted like this on my thing, could you please, oh, I'm sorry to be such trouble. Like, I feel like they like don't like you even more when you do that.
No, you're totally right, Alan.
I'm still somewhat stern, but not like daddy's getting onto you to punish you stern. You know what I mean? Like, but like, listen, you messed up. Let's correct that.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not
yeah.
right, you know. But like, we're cool
See,
if you get it done, but we're not cool if you fuck up again.
I'm totally what Alan says. Like, I would be like, hey man, I'm sorry, but this is not what I ordered. Is it okay when you have a chance to like get? I'm totally that way because like I don't know. I have no clue.
Thing.
I wouldn't be apologetic. I would just be like, listen, you messed up.
But that's how like that's where my mind goes.
But like,
that's where my mind goes.
I don't think I've ever done
apologize for being a nuisance.
This is the day and age where some guy just like loses it, grabs a gun, and just like, I hate that guy that just bitched at me like at the fucking, you know, this table 9, and I'm gonna go kill his ass.
Amber says I'm too nice. Like me, like I'll like order something, and if it's wrong, like I'll get back in line and wait all the way until I get back to the front, and then I'll ask him for something or something like that.
Man, I'll cut that line.
No,
my dad will
go jump right up front, just like, look here. Yeah,
and that's it. It's like he's unapologetic about it. He'll like race an old lady to get in the front of a line if that's what it means. He's like, no, I was here first.
I won't do that.
And I'm just like, you won't hurt her.
So wait, is your mom more like that then?
No. My mom is she's more laid. She's much more laid back.
That's what I'm saying. So maybe you got that.
I think so. But also seeing my
dad,
seeing my dad do those things and embarrassing me as a kid made me very conscious to try not to do that, right?
Gotcha.
But if Clay shaved his beard, he would look just like his dad.
Apparently,
Apparently. All right. Anybody else got any traits that you want to emulate from your father?
My dad. This is something. I mean, I only noticed when I was older. But my dad, his generosity is something that I would want to emulate because I think he has like a really strong like Christian foundation that he's really like riding these days, and it's like there's some things about it that are a little like I don't necessarily like agree with, but at the same time there's parts of it like the generosity that I'm like, wow, this is incredible. Like this, like how
that's a good trait to have.
Just like, you know, share with people like this way, you know, without a second thought for himself. That's something that I would definitely want to carry over, and I think I do practice it often. Like in my day-to-day life as well.
Now, did you do that when you were a kid too? Did he do that while you were a kid too as well? And you like see that now, or is that just something you see now that your father's doing like in the present moment?
I think it's actually something that's developed like since he's become more in tune with like his Christianity. So that's like
a little bit later.
Good elements that he's gained. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my parents were like split for a little bit when I was really young.
Okay.
And so I lived with my mom, and then when I was like, you know, like a kid, it was like kind of what we were talking about before. It was like my dad was at work and like I would see him a few hours. Not that like he wasn't like loving or like we wouldn't hang out, but it's, you know, hours in the day.
It was a different relationship. Yeah.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
But how does that make you feel?
That's good. I love Steve-O, man. Gonna drop something.
That's one of the traits of my dad that I'm more like my dad than anything else. Like when my dad passed away, like I remember I was sitting there with my grandfather and my uncle Tommy, and they were watching a Saints game. My uncle Tommy's all like, "Woo, yeah, you get that yard. It's okay. We'll get it next time." And then my grandpa's looking at me, and I'm just sitting there, you know, just like smiling. It's going like this, and he's like, that's exactly like Jerry. He said, just sitting there, taking it all in, you know, just enjoying the time. He's not saying anything, and just like, you know, talking when you need to, like, and that's exactly what he did. And I think that's one of the traits that I got from him is just like
being a fly on the wall kind of thing, and just like, enjoying the experience by taking it all in, kind of deal.
Right. Yeah, and just like, you know, I mean, he's still a good person and nice. And
yeah. So
it's just like, yeah, I think that's one. Like he said that I'm more like him than anything, so I thought that was.
I gotcha.
That's cool. That seems to be that I would imagine. Then you're very methodical, like before to jump at something. Yeah, stoic.
Maybe.
Sometimes.
Well, he doesn't. I mean, he doesn't.
Stop it, guys.
When we play League, I'm the aggressive one. He's always telling me to take back, like assess the situation.
He actually does do that one.
You know what I mean? I'm the one that jumps in. He's just taking it all, and he's like, "All right, I'll bail you out of this one, Clay, again." You know what I mean? Like.
That is true. That is
so,
true.
Yeah.
Life of a support.
So, I think what I would say I got in my situation, I've got a stepdad that's been involved in my life since I was 6 years old. So he's definitely a father figure for me. And then I have my father too as well. So I'm going to explain both of those. My dad, one of the traits that I really like in my dad is that he's been very open-minded with certain things. Not all things, but certain things. And that helped me at a young age to like not get indoctrinated in a certain kind of like mindsets that I saw within school and all of these other different environments too as well. that I was able to keep an open mind to things in life, like the way life is and reality is. So I say that that's one of the a major trait that I loved in my father and that I pulled away to as well. My stepdad, he is a different beast. From my stepdad, I learned about like seeing a picture, like an idea in your mind, and then like having all the drive in the world to make that happen, and like absolutely no doubt and absolute faith that it's going to occur and it's going to manifest, and that you no matter what like hurdles come down your way, you're gonna just get through those. And that's something that I've seen in him since, like I said, I was 6 years old. My entire life, he's always done that one, and that's something that I respect highly, and that I guess you say in the past like 8 years have been like actually incorporating in my life, and a trait I'm taking on now, but that's something like I was always like, wow, man, he is persistent no matter what. Like he's gonna get that thing achieved or that goal achieved,
I would say, yeah, and it's interesting because we kind of talked about it. There's traits that we want to still obtain from our fathers, but there's also traits that, like Steve was saying, inherently like we've gotten from. And definitely discipline is something from my dad that I've gotten, like organized and like just discipline, right? Like dot your I's, cross your T's. Take the time, measure twice, cut once, kind of deal. Because I'm fucking spastic as shit, and so like the fact that it's been able to like curve that, like and provide me with that trait, I can't be more thankful for. And to have that work ethic to continue on, and my mom is responsible for that too. I don't want to but like we're talking about our dads here, like that certainly helped me get ahead in life.
Mom's already had Mother's Day. So
Screw that, man. You guys don't get any mentions. But like seeing my dad just work really hard, stay focused.
Work.
Like Rihanna says, work.
Or whatever she says.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey, anybody else got any traits that you'd say that you see in your father?
Sorry. The other one I was going to say, so that was something that I picked up, but the other one that I think is going to be a challenge of mine is his absolute undying, like, conditional love for his kids. Like now that I have Xander, now that I have X, I go back to all of the things my dad had done for not only me but for my sister, and I could not imagine bigger role shoes to fill, and I'm pretty confident I won't be able to do it. Like it's that big that I'm like, I don't think I can do this. Like but I'm gonna try really hard to get really close. Like I mean, he was so thoughtful in everything that he did, and he went out of his way. And like after like a 12-hour workday, he'd drive up to New York and look for N64 or look for the Power Ranger dolls or like look for anything for us, and constantly come home with, if they had the money to spend on it, or if we needed to like go to movies, he would do it and work extra just to like provide that money for us. It was insane, like all the vacations we went on, and then he also like Christmas, like he made sure, like he was so like again disciplined and organized, that he made sure that like my Christmas presents equal a certain amount of money and hers, nobody was favored, and he did like a really good job at that.
I guess you would say that was one of the traits I got from my dad. Like he wasn't my real dad, but he raised me since I was 4 years old. And he raised me just like any father would. Like he teased me, flicked my ears. Called me, I grew into my ears, by the way. He called me like Flapjack and stuff like that. Just like,
hey, what's up there, Flapjack?
AK Flapjack.
New nickname.
Flapjack.
New PlayStation 4 tag name.
Flapjack. I like it. It's better than the one I got.
Yep.
Abusive 69. We still want to know the truth.
I don't know. I just like abusive. Never mind.
And he's like, I don't know.
And then I had a number, and I was like, let me figure it.
69. Every middle school's kid number.
All right. Yeah. So, anyways, I'd say I do the same thing with Bella and Kira. Like, I think of them as my own, and it doesn't change anything. So it's like,
no, love doesn't mean blood. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause that's the thing too. Is like Clay was saying, like, he came later on and realized all the different things that had happened that his father was, a part of, that he wants to do too as well. Like the same with my stepdad. He like it was a tough time for a while. Like we had a hard relationship because I felt like it was just, you know, oh, you're gonna try to take my dad's role and this and that, and,
Right.
da, 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 and I don't want that to happen, you know. And finally, when I got out to college, when I'm, you know, 18 years old, and he's out there and he's dropping me all off with my mom too as well, and it's just, I don't know, it hit me like a brick wall. It was just like, look at all the things that he's done for you in your life, and how often he's been there for you in your life, and he showed up, and it's like that was that moment where it just like was like, whoa, this eye-opening, you know, moment of like, what, you know, he did a great job with fatherhood and stuff like that, and it was respectable. And see, I'm getting like choked up because it was really emotional, but it was good. Because we all broke down crying. It was a crazy thing, but it was that was a moment where that relationship changed dramatically, and something that I hope that you know, I could deliver to as well to my kids. You know, and he was doing this to kids that weren't even his kids by blood. You know what I mean? Like, and he still delivered that. So that was like meaningful for me.
Yeah.
Another one of those traits that just is like, you know, being there for the family kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like what Clay was talking about.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know if anybody
Emotional, guys.
can top that.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, because he's talking about Neil, like
Yeah.
my uncle. He's my uncle too, and
Neil.
he's had a really significant role in raising me too as well. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so he's a big influence on me too. So
Nice.
Yep.
his family means a lot to him.
Yeah, that's a good trait right there.
That's a great trait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Family.
Awesome, Rocker. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's go on to our next topic.
Yeah.
That's sponsored by fathers.
You don't want to beatbox us out?
Fathers
No,
are us.
Well, we're gonna be back at the end.
Oh my god! Wait, real fast though. Kiko and I were watching that on the TV last night, like the YouTube app, so we could see like full screen. And at the very first of all, we just wanted to watch it because I forgot how embarrassing it was.
It was so embarrassing.
The
So
app.
embarrassing.
Oh, really?
But second, it was funny though. It was so
Yeah.
funny. Second, when you were doing the outro, Clay, and you said dick pawns. And Steve wasn't there for the beginning and didn't get the follow up, like what that was. He's just sitting there, and you're like, yeah, dick pawns, and Steve's just like, it's
what?
so funny. Go back and watch the episode and watch Steve when you say dick pawns before we close the show because Yukiko and I were just dying laughing.
What the hell is
Good stuff.
Just like, it's just like a pause, like it's processing. He's just like, I hear that right?
And then I said something stupid like, "Yeah, you can fill in the little hole." And then Alan's like, "I just want to go back." And I was like, "What about the little hole?" And you're like, "No."
Oh, that's awesome.
That's just good stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
That's great. Thank you.
Anyway.
I will definitely check that
If you
out.
didn't see that, go out and see that.
Yeah, that was a really funny episode with Yukiko.
Yes. Keep your draws.